Mic check 1 2. Mic check. You're good. Eh? Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Are we clear? Are we clear? All right. Hello. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Good morning. Hello. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Yep. Hello. Mic check 1 2. Sound clear? Sound clear? Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Or maybe one of there's earphones up. Mic check 1 2. Sound check. Sound check clear. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Sound check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Clear sounding. Clear sounding. Are we there? Mic check 1 2. Okay. Mic check. Sound check. Clear.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, boss.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Hello.
Okay. There's a bit more.
Mic check 1 2.
Good. Mic check 1 2. Sound clear.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we are glad to have the Permanent Secretary from Ministry of Water and Environment, and he will be joined with delegates from Uganda Meteorological Authority, Dr. Alfred Okot, you're welcome to address the media.
Thank you. The media, countrymen and women, I would like to bring to your attention the seasonal forecast for the upcoming season of June to August 2026. As you are aware, Uganda experiences two major rainfall seasons, namely the March, April, May, which we call MAM, and September, October, November, December, which is called the SON, as the first and second rainy season, respectively. However, the northern part and eastern part of Uganda usually receive substantial rainfall during the June, July, August, what we call JJA season. The two major rainfall seasons are separated by two dry periods, namely December to February and June to August for the southern sector. Today, we are officially releasing the seasonal forecast for the June, July, August 2026 rainfall season. The Ministry of Water and Environment, through the Department of Meteorological Services, the former UNMA, I had somebody saying UNMA, it's now a department, produces weather and climate forecasts and information for different sectors, including aviation, marine transport, water resources management, agriculture, health, national defense and security, disaster preparedness, and other developmental activities to support planning and decision-making for sustainable development. Climate drivers for the June, July, August 2026 season. The major climate drivers that are expected to influence the rainfall outlook for the June, July, and August 2026 over Uganda are: 1, the current warm state of the sea surface temperatures, SSTs, over equatorial, central, and eastern Pacific Ocean, which is what is known as the El Nino tendency, which is expected to suppress the June, July rainfall over most parts of the country. 2, the intraseasonal variation of the Maiden-Julian oscillation, which is characterized by an eastward moving pulse of clouds and rainfall, among others, in the tropics, is likely to affect the timing and the distribution of rainfall over some parts of the country during the season. 3, the relative position of the meridional arm of the Intertropical Convergence Zone, ITCZ, is expected to play a major role in positioning the Congo air boundary over the northern and eastern region, resulting in the enhancement of rainfall during the season. The 4th, topographic features such as mountains are expected to cause orographic uplift that increases precipitation on the windward side, whereas large water bodies and vegetation are expected to influence sub-regional and local climate. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Water and Environment has generated a detailed seasonal rainfall outlook for the June, July, August 2026 season as below. General forecast. Overall, the June, July, and August 2026 climate outlook indicates that most part of the country are expected to receive near normal to below normal. That is near average to below average rainfall. And the temperatures are expected to be warmer than average. The detailed forecast. Western Uganda, and we start with the southwestern highlands, which has the districts of Kabale, Kisoro, Rukunjiri, Kanungu, Ruchiga, Rubanda, Bushenyi, Rubirizi, Mitoma, Buejo, Shema, Rwampara, and Tungambu districts. The current dry condition over this region is expected to give way to light isolated rainfall from early to mid-June. Thereafter, the dry season is expected to set in until the end of the forecast period. Overall, below normal, that is drier than normal conditions, are expected to prevail during the forecast period in the above-mentioned districts. Southwestern lowlands, that is Isingiro, Mbarara, Ibanda, Jura, and Kazo districts. Currently, this region is experiencing dry conditions, signifying the cessation of first rainfall season. Light isolated rainfall is expected over this region around early to mid-June. Thereafter, the dry season is expected to set in until the end of the forecast period. Overall, below normal, that is drier than normal conditions, are expected to prevail during the season. Rwenzori sub-region, that is Kasese, Bundibujo, Toroko, Kabarole, and Bunyangabo districts. The current dry conditions over the region reveals the cessation of the first rainfall season. Light isolated rains are expected over this region around the first week of June. Thereafter, dry conditions are expected to set in and prevail over the region up to the end of the forecast period. Overall, below normal, that is drier than normal conditions, are expected to prevail during the forecast period. Central parts of Western, that is Masindi, Bulisa, Hoima, Chikube, Kakumiro, Chenjojo, Chegegwa, Kamwenge, Chitagwenda, Kagadi, Kiriandongo, and Kibale districts. Most parts of this region are currently experiencing dry conditions, indicating the cessation of the first rainfall season. Light isolated showers are expected over this region during the first week of June. Thereafter, dry conditions are expected to set in until the end of the forecast period over most parts of this region, except Masindi and Kiriandongo districts that are expected to experience light isolated rainfall during the forecast period. Overall, below normal, that is drier than normal conditions are expected over this region. Now we go to Central Region and Lake Victoria Basin. West Central Region, and here we have Liantonde, Sembabule, Mubende, Kasanda, Chankwanzi, Chiboga, Luero, Nakaseke, and Nakasongola districts. This region is experiencing a reduction in rainfall, signifying the end of the first rainfall season. Light isolated rains are expected over this region during the first week of June. Thereafter, dry season is expected to set in and persist till the end of the forecast period. Overall, below normal, drier than normal conditions are expected to prevail over the region. Central and Western Lake Victoria region, we have here Kalangala, Kampala, Wakiso, Masaka, Luengo, Mpiji, Butambala, Kalungu, Chotera, Rakae, Bukomasimbi, Gomba, and Mitiana. Currently, this region is experiencing dry conditions, punctuated by isolated showers, which are expected to continue up to mid-June. Thereafter, the dry conditions are expected over this region until the end of the forecast period. Overall, near normal, tending to below normal. That is normal dry, tending to drier than normal conditions are expected to prevail over this region. Eastern Central Region, that is Mukono, Buikwe, Kayunga, and Buvuma districts. This region is experiencing on and off showers that are expected to persist till mid-June. Thereafter, occasional rains are expected to set in and continue over the region until the end of the season. Overall, higher chances of near normal tending to below normal. That is, normal dry tending to drier conditions are expected to prevail over this region. Eastern Uganda. And we start with the Eastern Lake Victoria and Southeastern region. That is the districts of Jinja, Mayuge, Kamuli, Iganga, Bugiri, Namayingo, Luka, Namutumba, Buyende, Kaliro, and Busia districts. The region is currently experiencing isolated rains, which are expected to continue until early June, when dry conditions are expected to get established and persist until the end of the forecast period. Overall, near normal tending to below normal conditions are expected to prevail over this region. Eastern parts of the Choga region, that is Palisa, Chibuku, Budaka, Butaleja, Tororo, Butebu, Kumi, Kalaki, Kaberamaido, Soroti, Serere, Bukedia, and Ngora districts. Currently, this region is experiencing isolated showers, which are expected to persist until mid-June. Thereafter, on and off rains are expected to continue until the end of the forecast period. Overall, near normal tending to below normal rainfall is expected over this region. Mount Elgon region, that is Mbale, Manafa, Namisindwa, Bududa, Sironko, Bulambuli, Kapchora, Kwen, Buko districts. The on and off rainfall being experienced over this region is expected to continue until mid-June. Thereafter, occasional rainfalls are expected to continue until the end of the forecast period. Overall, near normal, tending to below normal, rainfall is expected over this region. Northern region, northeastern region, that is Katakwi, Amuria, Kapelebyong, Napak, Moroto, Nabilatuk, Nakapiripirit, Amudat, Abim, Kotido, Kabong, and Karenga districts. The region is currently experiencing dry conditions that are expected to give way to on and off rains until early to mid-June. Thereafter, rains are expected to gradually decline until the end of the forecast period. Overall, below normal, that is below average rainfall, is expected over this region. Northwestern region, that is Arua, Maracha, Koboko, Terego, Yumbe, Obonge, Moyo, Ajumani, Madiokolo, Zombo, Nebi, and Pakwach districts. The current dry conditions over this region are expected to give way to isolated rains until mid-June. Thereafter, on and off showers are expected to prevail until the end of the forecast period. Overall, near normal tending to below normal rainfalls expected to prevail over this region. Central Northern region, that is the districts of Gulu, Umoro, Lamuo, Noya, Amuro, Oyam, and Kiriandongo. The on and off rains over this region are expected to continue until mid-June, when occasional showers are expected to prevail until the end of the period. Overall, near normal tending to below normal rainfall is expected over this region. Eastern areas of northern region. These are the districts of Dokolo, Amolata, Aleptong, Lira, Kole, Otuke, Pade, Kitgum, Apach, and Agago. The ongoing dry conditions punctuated by on and off rains over this region are expected to continue until mid-June. Thereafter, isolated showers are expected to prevail over this region until the end of the forecast period. Overall, near normal, tending to below normal rainfall is expected over this region. Implications of the June, July, August forecast. The June, July, August forecast indicates that most part of northern and eastern will experience near normal to below normal rainfall, while central and western regions are expected to to experience below normal conditions, that is drier conditions, thus impacting various socioeconomic sectors, particularly agriculture and food security, health and water resources, among others. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important to note that the sector-specific advisories have been developed jointly by several government ministries, departments, and agencies, and shared in the detailed focus document for your perusal. Dissemination and utilization is called upon on the media houses so that appropriate anticipatory actions are taken in response to this focus as an early warning information. As I noted, most part of the country will receive below average rainfall. That is drier condition, but also the temperatures are going to be a lot warmer than the average. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I urge all stakeholders to use this focus for strategic planning and informed decision-making to enhance food security, protect livelihoods, and strengthen climate resilience. My ministry will continue to provide timely weather updates to guide the nation and the community for planning and decision-making purposes. Monthly, weekly, and 10-day forecasts will be available, and on a need basis, we can make more granular information available. Thank you for God and my country.
Next, we shall be having Dr. Bobo Gwang, the Commissioner, Department of Meteorological Services.
Thank you very much, PS. Before we start engaging the media, I would like to call my colleague to present in Luganda version of the forecast. Then we can have another set of engagement. Thank you. Yusuf.
Bassebo ne bannyabo balamusizza okuva mu minisitule y'amazzi n'obutonde bw'ensi okutwaliza awamu ku mawulire ge tufulumizza agakwatagana ku mbeera z'obudde eya June, July, August, gw'omukaaga, gw'omusanvu, gw'omunaana, eraga nti embeera y'obudde okutwaliza awamu mu ggwanga lyonna tugenda kufuna akasana oba kyetwandiyise ekyeya okutwaliza awamu okuggyako ebitundu ebyo ebya bukiikakkono wamu ne buvanjuba. Tusuubirayo kakuba akatonotono naye ebitundu bino eby'omumasaakati g'eggwanga wamu n'eyo ebugwanjuba wamu ne musozi ez'Rwenzori tusuubirayo akasana ak'amaanyi. Ebbugumu lyo lusuubira okubeera ery'amaanyi okutwaliza awamu, era tufulumiza ekiwandiiko ekirala nga kiraga engeri gye tulina okutegekeramu embeera eno okutwaliza awamu. So twetegeke kubanga omusana gwo we guli okusinga ku ogwo gubaddewo mu nnaku ezo. Bayamusiza nnyo bassebo. Amanya gange nze Nsubuga Yusuf okuva mu minisitule y'amazzi n'obutonde bw'ensi. Nkola ng'omukugu w'embeera z'obudde.
Commissioner, should we first have questions before you come in?
Good morning. My name is Raymond Tamari, and I work with NTV Uganda. Thank you, PS, for what you read out. In this season that is going to be particularly dry, I think you remember some time back before they merged UNIMA into the ministry, there's a time whereby we had the dry spell also, and people at night were not covering themselves while sleeping. Is it going to be the same? The temperatures, are they going to be the same? And also, the conundrum here is, when I came in, I was walking from my workstation to here, and the police officer there checked my temperature, and it was 38. Why am I saying this? We're in a period of Ebola, and the temperatures are going to be high. How we could, human beings, how are we going to maneuver to convince someone that I don't have Ebola? It is just the heat. Another thing also, in this season, I did not hear a message to farmers, because I remember very well that if there is a dry spell, there is no grass for cattle to eat. That means there is this little supply of milk, and the price will go up. Vis-a-vis that, in regards to food supply, should farmers plant? What should they do? Like the message for them, to farmers in this period of the dry spell.
Dr. Alfred, I think you can answer to that.
Thank you. We say the temperature is going to be above average. Our average is not for a day or two. It is taking years, actually, 10, 15 years. So when you now spread that out and you compare what is going to happen in the next 3 months, the indication are that most part of the country will get above average the temperature, and that comes certainly with problems, given that also a good chunk of the country will get below, or is projected to get below average amount of rainfall, and that is going to cause stress, especially to crops, animals, and us human beings. So we need to therefore take precaution, and those who are involved with livestock, make sure that you conserve your water. Those who are planting, make sure you plant the crops that can withstand the stress. And these details are actually in the detailed forecast that we prepared and we're going to share with you. In the interest of time, I could not read all of them because it covers a number of sectors. And the message to the farmers is that we need to move away from relying on rainfall as the means of provision of water for our production processes. We need to embrace irrigation and ensure we have water storage within or near us. There are appropriate solutions, simple, that can be used. But importantly, we need farmers to get in touch with the Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Water, where we have equipments, and start actually having water storage facilities on your own facilities, so that times like this, you are able to adapt to the impact of climate change. What we are seeing right now are really the consequences of climate change. And it also speaks to us that we need to be mindful about our environment. Some of these impacts can be less severe if we had the tree cover, if we had not destroyed some of the wetlands. They could help cushion and also lower the temperature, but ensure this is also available for productive purposes. Thank you.
Yes, sorry to disturb you again. When you say we are going to have below normal or above normal in regards to the dry spell, is it going to be between 36 or 40? What range is that? We want to understand. just to quote to understand basically, because most times even if a kid is sick, when they say it's 37, that's abnormal. You go to take the kid to the hospital. So what is the dry spell? What numbers are we looking at?
What numbers are you looking at? Okay, get me that figure. Okay, another question? As I pick it from here. So the temperature in terms of absolute terms, you're looking at temperature. I want the one for the temperature. Yes, you can fire another question. I'm listening.
There are no questions.
Can I fire you again?
Yes, send. Send.
So PS, you are at the helm of controlling the finances in the ministry, and you're urging people to embrace irrigation. As government, because I believe you sit in a place where decision making is done. As government, what are your plans in regards to people to embrace irrigation? Because irrigation is not only in Kampala, but the further districts that are from the central region that are really engaged into the cattle corridor and all that. How are you really embracing them to join in it, not rely on natural rain and embrace irrigation? Because remember also, most people who you're telling to go into irrigation are depending on money from PDM. It is very expensive for a common man. So as government, what are you doing in regards to that? Because you're telling them to stay away from the natural rain. And remember, the spell is going to start from June, July until August. Someone might lose their cattle. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, let me just give you in terms of percentages. When we say above average, like for the temperature we are talking about above average, we are looking at 25% above average. Now, the average for my district in Pade is different from the average in Arua, different from the average in Chankwanzi. So I cannot give you precise and granular data like that. That one, if you want, come to the ministry, we'll show it to you. But what we are looking at is, you're looking at almost up to 25% increase in temperature that you'll experience during the period. Now, when it comes to, I'm happy you have raised the issue of PDM, and it is a very good program of government, and I think we have seen those who have embraced it 100% are reaping benefits from it, and there's certainly need for us as government to provide water for the people who are involved in PDM. Some of the solutions will require big infrastructure. Some of them do not require the big infrastructure. If you have a house and you can do rainwater harvesting, or you can even trap the runoffs from your home, that is enough water for your poultry unit, for example. It is enough water for your piggery. Or if you are growing chili behind your house on a quarter of an acre, that 10, 20,000 liter capacity tank can do that. So as a ministry, we are investing time in appropriate technology, and we are going to train, and we have started through our appropriate technology center to train the farmers how to make some of these solutions themselves. They are not expensive, they are affordable, and they provide long-lasting solutions. Those that require big infrastructure in terms of bigger water storage facilities, it will be the responsibility of government to make sure those are provided. But on farm, if you want to do a valley tank of 10,000, 2, 3, 5 million liters, the Minister of Agriculture has equipment, the Minister of Water has equipment. On a cost-sharing basis, you can actually come and you simply put in fuel and you give some small maintenance money, and you use these equipment, and you have the storage on your farm. And this is something that we really want to encourage the farmers to embrace, because it is helpful to increase productivity, but also make you adapt to the impacts of climate change. Thank you.
We've come to the end of our press conference. Doctor, I would kindly request to kindly come and have a group photo.
Thank you so much, PS, for the opportunity to introduce my colleagues. This team was led by our Permanent Secretary, Dr. Alfred Okoto Kidi, accompanied by the Commissioner for Metrology, it's myself, Dr. Bob Alex Ogwang, assisted by Assistant Commissioner, Mr. Deus Bamanya, and I have two principal metrologists, Mr. George Omony and Mr. Godfrey Mojuni. Then I also have a senior metrologist, Mr. Yusuf Subuga. Thank you very much. Please come.
Yes. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.